Good day. I'm pretty sure you're probably We can't see you though, Johnny.
I know we can't see a pretty little face, man.
There you go.
Come on, where's that?
Johnny
that
on the
evil Latin
couch.
telenovela face. Maybe into the evil telenovela haircut, bro.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for joining us for the Free Assange Vigil. This is our 115th week. As always, my name is Andrew Smith. Misty Winston will be here in a little bit. She's coming back from getting her hair all did nice. Guests tonight we got Niko House, Glory Jones, Johnny Tsunami, and Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. Before we do get into it, I am going to run through the numbers though. And I apologize, my voice is a little bit shot today. We got 3,927 days of illegal and arbitrary, there's Misty, detention for Julian Assange. We have 891 days since the WikiLeaks founder was trafficked from the Ecuadorian embassy after being sold to the US and the UK for a $4.2 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund to the nation of Ecuador. We have 252 days since Vanessa Breitzer's January 6 ruling denying Julian Assange bail after personally ordering his release and ruling no extradition in his case. We have 1,482 days of inhumane pretrial detention for alleged Vault 7 whistleblower Joshua Schultz, and at least 1,038 of those days have been spent under special administrative measures. We have 891 days since the political persecution of Olabini started by the Ecuadorian government. We have 102 days since Commander X was illegally taken from Mexico and rendition to the United States. We have 52 days since the detention, we have 52 days of detention served by Craig Murray for the crime of publishing in the United Kingdom. In his charges, the British Crown specifically cite his publication of Julian Assange's court trials to show why he's such an impactful journalist to be prosecuted. We have 98 days since whistleblower Reality Winner was moved into house arrest and is expected to be moved to parole on November 23rd of this year. We have 550 days of freedom for Chelsea Manning, who still does stream regularly to Twitch. And congratulations, it is day 200 for Jeremy Hammond, who is, as Glory and I were talking about, free of penitentiaries, but is on a very, very strict probation. So wonderful numbers for everybody. How's everyone doing today? How are you, Magnus?
Top of the world.
Wonderful. Thank you for hopping on such short notice.
Of course.
Oh God, I can't believe I'm in a jitsi meeting with the white supremacist.
Oh my God. Boo. I know. I invited Niko House to speak at my race war rally.
It's ironic. It's almost as ironic as the Tax the Rich dress from the Met Gala.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Or the neocon guy that showed up to Arizona to counter protest, and he was wearing a neocon action T-shirt that was like the Antifa shirt, but it was an American flag instead.
Hold on, it really said neocon action.
Yeah, it was spelled AKION, just like the Antifa.
Y'all, I think I remember.
So what precinct do you think he worked for?
Right.
I think I remember that AOC dress differently though. It looks something like this.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Hey!
Somebody did another one that says "End the damn wars" on it. And I was like, yeah.
Good God. Jesus Christ. That was the most, I could not believe. What's funny is, so everybody knows how much the Met Gala tickets themselves cost. It was like $30,000 to $40,000. And then obviously, like, we know that she's rich. But the funny part is wait until somebody figures out the price of her fucking dress. Because that hasn't even been released yet.
Oh, you didn't see the immigrant part?
15,000.
Can I just say too, like, that dress is lame as fuck.
Did you see that? You guys see that she was bragging that it was made by an immigrant and the person was from Canada and they immigrated to the US from Canada, born in Toronto, and she was bragging about it being immigrant-made dress.
I won't knock her for that just because there is a large diaspora community like in Toronto of like Jamaican and West African. But at the same time, AOC is a fucking dumbass.
It's probably some white French woman, some white French Canadian woman.
Nah, it was the girl that was walking beside her, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I don't know what she is, but yeah, it's not a white woman. But the icing on the cake is that there was police brutality protesters getting their heads caved in right outside the front door while she's strutting around in her dress.
Yeah. Black Lives Matter was right outside. And
Jesus Christ,
there she is with her dress with her.
Man, it's crazy, right? Because if that was during the election, all of a sudden, like the fucking cameras would be all over the Black Lives Matter protesters. But
yeah, imagine if that was Ivanka Trump instead of AOC. The fucking media would shit their pants.
Oh yeah.
Like what the hell?
She's pushing
like
the conversation.
Go home.
But I do want to kick it over to Glory because I wanted to talk about the Commander X protests that are coming up here in just a couple weeks. I think we're about 3 or 4 weeks out from Commander X's next planned court trial. I believe it's October 12th. If you want to talk about that a little bit, Glory.
Yeah, it's less than a month away now. So October 12th at 9 a.m. is when Commander X is scheduled to appear in court next. So at that same time, we'll be holding a protest right outside the Robert Peckham Federal Building, which is the district courthouse in San Jose, California, at 9 a.m. It's a Tuesday. And that's when his next court appearance is scheduled to be. So we'll be holding a protest from that. In the meantime, we're just trying to make sure that he's secure in jail, which, is very hard. You guys might have heard recently, but Jay Lederman passed away last week. He was a lawyer who defended a lot of Anons and a lot of hacktivists. So that news really crushed X and is kind of keeping him down right now. So if you go to @FreeCommanderX_, you'll find ways to send him commissary or write to him, and that always helps him and helps any inmate really. And then the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to share a thread from with a thread of video clips, which comes directly from Santa Rita jail, because one of the things X wanted to do himself was he actually wanted to take his time in jail to talk about the horrid conditions there and what people who are victimized by the prison industrial complex go through kind of every day. So I just have a couple minutes of Twitter clips I can show there. Oh wait, let me make sure I'm sharing audio. There you go.
Greetings, everyone. I have now been incarcerated for the entire summer. As we enter the season of autumn, I would like to ask my friends and supporters to spend some time to reflect on the brutal and inhumane conditions of imprisonment that are the accepted norm in the most wealthy and technologically advanced nation on earth. Behind me, you see a series of 6 cages. Each one is approximately 50 foot long and 10 feet wide. Packed into each one of those cages are between 20 and 25 men, piled on top of each other. It would be illegal for animals in. At one end of each cage is a single small room, which contains the garbage, the open latrines and urinals, and the sink and shower. This room is constantly filled with flies and stinks so bad one can barely stand to go into it. And yet, in order to survive, we must enter this fetid shithole numerous times a day. It would be easy to say that the food they give us is fit for dogs. But the fact is, if I ever tried what they give us to my baby boys, they would look at me like I was stupid and walk away in disgust.
Let me get the next one too.
Getting medical attention is nearly impossible, with the standard wait just to see measured in weeks. Men have died in here waiting for medical attention and for emergency medical care. While COVID rages through the staff and population, the waiting list for the vaccine for almost years. As a senior and a former 2-pack-a-day cigarette smoker, if I contract corona in here, I will die. I will almost certainly die. So every week sees men hauled out of these cages to suffer alone in isolation cells because they have contracted COVID. And every day the staff continue to expose to in from the outside world, but wait inside those cages to die, exposed, vulnerable, and terrified. These horrific conditions do not come even close to meeting the international standards accepted by the majority of civilized countries on Earth. In fact, they are worse than most so-called third world countries. And so, as we begin the beautiful season of autumn, I would ask you all to discuss the barbaric prison industrial complex USA. Find organizations that are fighting against this brutality in the USA and support them. And keep the men in these cages and others like them all across the country in your thoughts this fall. As always, remember, I love you all. Love each other. Continue to be awesome. And thank you so much for your support.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, there's a lot more clips in that thread too, but I just wanted to show that one because it's a very kind of like overall message that X really wants to spread. And I'll link the thread in the chats too. And you can also find it at FreeCommanderX_ on Twitter. That's kind of the main account for his support.
I just retweeted all of them too. So
Thanks,
they're on.
Niko.
Yeah, they're on my shit.
Like physical rage.
Yeah, man, that's trash, man.
I mean, it's all true. Everything you said, the medical attention thing is true. The commissary, for personal experience, way outcharged. Like seriously, it's outrageous. And the highest prison population in the world is the United States per capita. The United States primary form of punishment, the United States prison incarceration, not probation, incarceration. It's not a good form of rehabilitation. Let's put it that way.
So sorry, I'm actually unaware. What were his charges for Commander X?
Commander X is basically being charged with DDoS attacks against, which is a distributed denial of service attacks, which basically take down a site on, and this was alleged to be done against government sites of Santa Cruz County. And the reason why he allegedly ordered those DDoS attacks was in defense of the city's treatment of the homeless and Food Not Bombs, which is an organization dedicated to basically feeding them and spreading like, anarchist literature and ideas. But most importantly, just feeding for and caring for the homeless.
And was officially labeled a domestic terrorist organization by the FBI quite a few years back. So
yeah, an organization called Food Not Bombs. Yeah.
Right, with Keith McHenry, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith McHenry, who's been arrested like 70 times, literally, for the crime of feeding the homeless.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that it's against the law to do that, and so we don't know.
Feed animals.
If
you
it's
literally can feed animals, but you can't feed homeless people.
Yeah, I always tell this story of my buddy Mike Bobby. He lives up in Iowa, and it was actually a conservative group. It was so bad because the police wouldn't allow them to pass out clothes to the homeless in the winter, which like northern Iowa winter, that a bunch of people literally had to defend a clothes outreach with guns from the police so they could pass out jackets to the fucking homeless. And that was like 2-3 years ago. And that's America. Like that sounds like a story out of like Somalia or something like that. Like, nope, that's the heartland of the United States. Like, what the fuck?
And that's why open carry is important, because and that's what the Black Panthers fought for back when Reagan was a governor. They stormed the capital of guns, the California capital of guns. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Hell yeah, I know about that shit.
Do we know?
Yeah, that's when gun control started.
Yep.
Do we know about that, Jonny?
Everything happens to black people first. Everybody know that.
Yeah, bro. It's
first. It happens to the indigenous first.
It's always cool till the black folks do it, and then you got shut down.
Yep.
So Magnus, I know you only have a couple minutes left because you do have a big organizer meeting in a little bit. But I did want to let you get your thoughts out about the End the Damn Wars protests and the awesome work that you guys have done.
Yeah, for the first thing I've ever organized in my life, it turned out pretty well, despite literally everything that could go wrong fucking going wrong. Like literally everything from the top to the bottom. Like God was pissed at this event. That's how it felt. But we made it happen, and we got about the last time I counted, there's about like 72 people at our event. The Arizona people said there was like 100 people at their event, and London had like 40 people, which was crazy. I never expected this to go outside the United States, so it went great. Max Blumenthal and Medea from Code Pink.
Medea Benjamin?
Yeah, she came and spoke at our event. And yeah, Garland spoke, and it was just spectacular. It was everything I ever wanted it to be, of just all these people together, and there was no arguments, there was no debates, there was people passing contact information back and forth that would have never talked to each other. I mean, like all the People's Party people talked to Scott Horton for like 15 minutes, and they like had like a blast with each other, and I'm like, yes, like, this is exactly what I want right here. The unity shit is where it's at. It really, even though in the moment I was like borderline blacked out from anxiety. After the fact, I felt spectacular. but
that's dope.
And I guess to top it off, Secret Service closed the park right when we got to DC, when we got to the White House, because we were supposed to go like right up as close as we could get and scream at Joe Biden. And as soon as they saw us coming, they shut the park down. And I was like, yeah.
While there was another protest going on in front of the White House at the same time, they blocked us from getting into Lafayette Park. That was fucking crazy. But
they blocked off Las Olas Boulevard to get to the other protests in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, actually, a bunch of places, including New York and Florida and everything, permits gone through the government. They were notified in advance, and they shut the locations down.
They used it to fucking shut everything down. I'm like, and it was fucked up about the shit with Las Olas Boulevard is there was like a whole car show that was supposed to be going on at the same time. People go to the beach on the weekends, obviously, and that's like one of like the only two entrances, or one of only three entrances to get to the fucking beach, and they didn't give a fuck. They shut that shit down anyway. I'm like, yo, this is why we can't have anything nice. So next time, like, fuck you, we just won't give you we won't give you get a permit. We're just gonna fucking show up. How about that?
Right.
Like,
right.
Fuck that noise.
That's it's funny because the next day we went to the British Embassy for an Assange protest, and we took stencils and spray chalk, and we were spray chalking, free Assange and end the damn wars on their driveway. The Secret Service came out. And we're like, hey, you guys need to stop. We need to make sure you're allowed to do this. And Paula was like, no, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyways. And just kept spraying.
Oh, shit.
And originally there was only one Secret Service agent. And then there was 2. Then there was 3. Then there was 5. And then there was 7. And more cars started pulling up.
We were to show up a lot around you guys. Y'all make me real nervous.
And then we're like, we should probably leave.
That's why it's always good to have a pasta at protests.
Hey, I know I can literally be doing anything else right now, but I had to stop you to make sure you can't spray this.
No chalk.
Like y'all Niko. Are y'all bored? Like the fuck?
I'm like,
you need to be go protecting your president.
Chalk literally comes off with rain. It's like the least offensive form of graffiti you could do.
The least offensive form of graffiti.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. We pissed Secret Service off technically 2 times in
from
2
chalk.
days. So it was great.
That's elite levels of boredom.
Yep. And then just other little details. Every time I get to yell "fuck the FBI" at FBI headquarters, my cold dead heart grows another size. So that was always nice.
I was literally just bragging about that to Glory because there was like 4 FBI agents walking around outside as we're yelling it. It was great.
Let them know. And then the wedding day thing is stuck in my head. If anyone who didn't see that, we were marching down Pennsylvania Avenue, I think it was, or one of those streets, and there was this couple in the grass median that was posing for wedding photos. So we were chanting "fuck the CIA," and then Andrew just randomly switches to "Happy Wedding Day." And we had like 7 3 people.
That was great.
Screaming "Happy Wedding Day" at this couple.
They're like, "Thank you."
And then we went right back to.
I saw that video. I was like, "Oh my god, yo!"
It's so sweet. I love fucking little bits of chaos in people's lives like that, because hopefully they'll never forget the crazy white people.
Never forget that. They will never forget that. I can guarantee it.
But yeah, the event was great for, like obviously turnout wasn't as high as I expected, but considering that the city put a like Hispanic music festival at the front of it and blocked all the roads to it, and like they shut down the metro. Oh yeah, because there's
what the fuck back? They put a Hispanic music festival on 9/11 in DC.
Yeah, so there's like, okay, so there's John Marshall Park, right? And like the speaker's podium is up here, and then the street is down here. We were told we were the only people that were going to be in that park at all. They put a giant ass stage, just blasting reggaeton fucking music as loud as they fucking could.
Directly across from us, nonetheless. So like we're here, Long Park, end of the row or end of the park is literally their stage pointed directly at
It's like a fucking Lollapalooza stage pointed directly at
Were there a lot of people there?
I'm surprised the mainstream media didn't have a cow about that. I mean, drag it dawn on our day because they were so mad at the Taliban for taking oaths.
Hold on, were there people there at the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
festival?
it was.
I mean, like every time I walked down the stage, no more than like 30, 40 people just passing through. But there was a bigger festival going on, so people kind of just wandering.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 3 more blocks down. It was basically supposed to be the corner of the DOJ building back until 3 blocks before us, because we were going to go down. Our permit's literally approved to straight go down Pennsylvania Avenue with our truck, and they're like, yeah, no, that's great.
Do you understand how meticulously petty you have to be when you're going? Because I'm sure they submitted that permit forever ago, and they're like, we know that y'all wanted it on this weekend, but you're gonna do this shit on 9/11 because we got permits from these motherfuckers.
And it's so funny because like Scott Horton starts speaking, you just hear dun 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 dun, dun just like blasting from the fucking stage. I'm like, oh my god. That's why I said I was like borderline about to pass out from anxiety. Andrew knows. There wasn't a single second I didn't have a cigarette in my fucking mouth.
Such a cruel twist of fate that none of the people from South Florida could be there.
I know, but they're fucking trolling us.
Right. But yeah.
They even trolled you out of some flights, Niko.
Yeah, Niko got fucking NSA or some shit.
That shit was insane. I'm like on the phone arguing with this lady for like 3 hours, or like not even just her. Like I tried to talk to 3 or 4 different people. They're like, well, sorry, we don't have any flights. I'm like, so all of your flights tomorrow are canceled and for the rest of the night. Yeah, to DC. I said, so literally everybody is booked, or like, and you just cancel the flight? Well, no, we had some I kind of was understanding to a degree, because I understand like a lot of people quit because they were trying to force them to vaccinate, right? Cool, whatever. But you're trying to tell me that, oh, the flights are available Sunday morning, and there were some available earlier that day, but not right now, not later, and not Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And then Olivia Rondeau, she told me that the reason why she was late to showing up is they randomly just stopped the metro train for like 30 minutes for no reason. They were just like, oh, we're having routine maintenance or some shit like that, and they just stopped the metro. Yeah, bro. Like seriously, like that's why I said this shit was cursed by God or some shit. Fucking John McCain from fucking hell was like playing.
Sounds like Continental Airlines right there.
If God is director of the CIA, maybe, I guess.
Right.
Shit.
But yeah, it was great. We had a blast. We went to the Code Pink the next day, showed up solidarity with their thing, so it was super nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then the meeting I'm about to go into is figuring out what we're going to do next, because we're probably going to turn this thing into like a nonprofit, and we're going to keep doing events and screaming and causing hell. And Misty has new hair. Hello.
Hello, new red hair.
Shit.
It's really bright, you guys.
Misty with the red hair.
Oh, I'm sorry. The ANCOM has entered the chat.
That's what I was about to say.
All right, I do have to.
Is this your alter ego?
I'm gonna just keep Misty
Mindy,
full screen for the rest of the show.
Hello, you're speaking to Mindy.
But I do have to bounce out because I have to jump this.
Oh, Magnus, I just got here, dude. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'll come back if the meeting doesn't go on.
Come on, Magnus.
Come back if it doesn't take too long. We'll probably be going to like 11.
Scurry off to your clan rally, Magnus.
Yeah, right.
What is this joke going on with Magnus in this?
Well, no, because
everybody thinks he's a Nazi.
He's a Nazi.
He's a
everyone thinks I'm Nazi, and it was a clan rally. That's why this thing.
Anyways, puberty, so now he's a boogaloo man. Man now.
So there's literally
I'll explain it because I wrote a whole article ranting about it. Pretty
fantastic fucking article, by the way, Glory. We should link to that. We should link to that.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, I was gonna say I can try to find it while you're talking, but
because pretty much what happened was the Boogaloo Boys are like this extremely decentralized group of people. So there's like all kinds of political ideologies that each of the members hold. But the important thing is it's all decentralized, and the main theme is like them showing up to protest and running security in like Hawaiian shirts. So for some reason. Everybody just hates these people.
I know. I've heard TYT talk about them.
So they tie him loosely to the Proud Boys, even though they like the Proud Boys hate them.
They fight. They get into fights regularly.
The Proud Boys have called the Boogaloo Boys Antifa, and Antifa has called the Boogaloo Boys Proud Boys.
But in reality, they're neither of them, which is why the mainstream media despises them, and they've only sought to silence them. Like Proud Boys, at least before the not January 6th shit, Proud Boys and Antifa didn't get like their accounts deleted, but all the well-known people within Antifa, or excuse me, within Boogaloos did.
Yeah,
it didn't make any fucking sense. Like Tario had social media forever, and you know until he got
he's
arrested,
FBI, isn't he?
He's a Fed, yes.
Yeah.
Like I said. Because feds are feds and they look like feds.
Well, a lot of the shit that happens with the Boogaloo Boys is Fed shit. Like the Gretchen Whitmer stuff, that was Fed shit. I mean, there's like 6 dudes who got pulled into it. And then there's like 19 feds involved so far that like we know of.
Well,
damn, 19?
I don't know. That may be over dramatized, but it was a lot. Like it was, I think
not
Is
dramatizing it. There was legit, I think it's 14 people arrested. And of those 14, 10 of them got released because they were FBI informants or FBI agents.
I think I heard that
So
story.
they're literally framing the Boogaloos because they won't be
That's what they do.
enough.
That's literally what they do. The FBI does that. They instigate. That's what they're doing. The Federal Bureau of Instigation.
You won't be fucking right-wing militant racist Nazis that will make you right-wing militant racist.
Yeah, they must not be busy, I guess. I don't know. But Joe Biden was talking about how now domestic terrorism is the big thing, right? That's what he was talking
we're
about.
being led into a war on ourselves, and we're like happily marching along.
Oh man,
I think so.
Seriously,
America
that's real
is
talk.
stupid as fuck. They're so goddamn stupid that they actually could be led into a war on themselves. Yes,
we already do. That's not.
We already are.
Bruh, every time I watch protests in Europe and Australia too, I be watching the protests in Australia. I watch the yellow vests in France. I watch what happens in Berlin, Netherlands had a really big event that was called like Unmute Us, and then Missy just said Colombia and all around South America. And then you get to the fucking pussies in the U.S.
And New York holding it down for us though. New York is holding it down for us.
New York,
they've been marching for like a fucking 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
New York
is going.
I mean, not that they got shit else to do because they can't go anywhere. I guess so.
There's been.
Like, fuck it. We gonna have to meet with our friends and we gonna have to go to protests and make friends. Can't go to the fucking restaurants. Can't go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
But
but by that logic, you'd hope the same thing would happen in LA, but it's not because everybody's like. There's so many people that are on one super hyper partisan side, and then there's just like the middle that are either too scared to speak up because they see like the two sides literally trying to stab each other to death. So it's like, I don't know about that. And it's like, nope, guys, rational people exist, please.
So I will say though, there is a bright side to all this. So the protests in New York have gotten big, right? It's post-partisan protests, and the cops haven't tried to beat us soul because I'm finding out from some of my cop buddies in Miami that I've made because they like drinking Don Julio like I do that almost none of the cops in any of the states are vaccinated, and they are basically like if they try to get us vaccinated,
in a lot of places.
They will. Yeah, well, there's a reason for that because basically the cops like if they try to vaccinate us, like they know what time it is. I'm like it's like that. He's like, oh yeah. Like, because they have like fucking cop fraternities everywhere in the country. Yeah. And if the government flipped on them, they're flipping on the government. So it's like they don't have a way to enforce any of this shit, which is why they're doing the fine thing for the businesses. And they're trying to corner the small businesses.
That's official? Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking official, bro. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. They're trying to, it's literally going to kill the economy. They don't give a fuck.
Well, they're already.
Yeah, they already like 3/4.
They already killed it.
But it's gonna like literally October's about to be fucking horrible for a lot of people, unfortunately. But the cops, if you look at those protests in New York, aren't on the side of the government. And the only reason that people usually are terrified to go protest is because they're worried about the reaction from the cops. But if the populist left agrees with the populist right, and the cops agree with both of them. What the fuck is it in the military? I know for a fact those motherfuckers are not. Most of them, I see people they're chaptering people in record time because they're refusing to get the vaccine. Officers, like they're not even going through hearings. They're just chaptering them in less than 2 weeks, which is like that never happens. So all the mechanism that they use to enforce this shit they're faltering and they don't know what to do. Like they're just shooting from the fucking hip now. And yeah, things look a little bit bleak to some degree, but eventually it's going to hit critical mass and the people are going to fight back. And it turns out that all the people are on the same side this time. And the ones who aren't, well, bitch, you're too pussy to go to fucking work without getting the vaccine. I'm not worried about you. Like, get the fuck out here. Like, we're not worried about those people. Like, the military is on our side. The cops for fucking once are on our side. The left isn't fighting with the right and the right isn't fighting with the left. Everybody hates fucking Joe Biden.
I mean, so he has his followers of loud neoliberal fucking
like Kyle.
Like loud, they're loud, but they're not coming out anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're gonna yell from they're gonna tweet about how upset they are about everybody fucking.
Yeah, they will. They will tweet about that.
Yeah, they'll tweet about it, but
they're not on their dresses, on their pantsuit for work. They're gonna be like, "Get vaxxed." That's about as far as it's gonna go.
Joe Biden supporters are like that one person that are like during the Black Lives Matter protest last summer, like Joe Biden supporters would be those people that would like walk out of their like mansion in Beverly Hills and put a fist up for 5 seconds, then go back inside.
Yep,
that's like for real.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw his speech on the vaccines. He literally spent 30 minutes straight. 30 minutes straight, wagging his finger at the minority, the distinct minority. I'm like, why don't you just call them super predators while you're at it, Joe? Like, literally, you learn nothing from
that. He literally said, I'm protecting. He said, I'm protecting the vaccinated from the unvaccinated, which is once again hold up, what? Bro, so what the fuck are we getting? If I got the vaccine, I heard that shit. I'd be like, what the fuck did you say? I thought this shit did protect us from the unvaccinated.
I know, like you.
That would have been my first thought. Like, why the fuck did I get this then?
Like, no, they were just at that stupid thing last night, the Met Gala. Nobody was wearing a mask except for the servants. The servants.
Yes.
The people. Come on.
And then, man, no, it gets better. So y'all know about the fact that Congress and the judicial branch are exempt from the vaccines.
Yeah.
Right, the vaccine mandates. So tell me why the entire time, bro, the entire fucking time, they haven't actually been keeping up with vaccines. They're on the honor system because Nancy Pelosi said, Nancy Pelosi said, well, they have a right to privacy and it's not our right to pay that price. Oh, it gets better. So they are on the honor system. Only the Republicans have opted in not to. So it's 80% of the Republicans in both the House and the Senate have opted not to even tell anybody because it's not anybody's business. But on top of that, we don't even know if the fucking Democrats who have been pushing the mandates are actually telling the truth about getting the vaccines.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why not go along with the fucking mandate?
Yeah.
So it's likely that nobody in fucking Congress is vaccinated.
That's a real good point.
Hey, Niko,
I can't believe you don't trust these people, Niko. What's wrong with you?
Niko, freedom for me and fascism for thee, okay?
Yeah.
Fashion, a fucking a mouth to suck my dick. I'm not getting a goddamn thing. Fuck that.
Yeah,
no. I mean, that's what's made it so hard to like. Usually we talk to our doctors about this and we'd have a conversation and we would But now,
my doctor's like, don't
his finger at you, and then Nancy Pelosi's giving people, freedoms of privacy except for you. So it's all now really shady and it's really weird.
Yeah. So everything's really shady, and these are known liars. They're known liars.
Well,
it's not like we don't have historical precedents for them being like complete fucking liars.
None of them motherfuckers took any time off work.
Yeah, so remember yesterday too when Nicki Minaj was like, yeah, the Met wanted me to get the vaccine, but I'm not gonna get it because I want to do my research first because I know some people that got adverse effects, and then everybody was just like anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
She literally didn't tell anybody not to get it. She's like, just do your research.
It's so reactionary. It is so reactionary because y'all
the most non-controversial thing that you could ever say. Hey, just do your research and don't be bullied into getting something put in your body.
What?
Oh my god, you fucking evil bitch!
Yeah, they're acting like we're crazy for not trusting these people. Seriously, like, of course I don't trust these people. I'm not anti-vax, y'all. In 2015, I say this all the time, but in 2015, I was literally put on a list of people that anti-vaxxers do not like. That is a real thing that happened to me. I used to be in a huge pro-vaccine parenting group on Facebook. They didn't like me. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've never been an anti-vaxxer. I am I don't trust these motherfuckers. Kind of person. Like that's me. I'll wait. Like I don't feel any pressure pressure whatsoever. It's not effective. It's not really working. It's not really preventing anybody from getting COVID. It's not doing shit that it's supposed to be doing. So I'm not rushing to get this fucking thing. Are you kidding me? And if you want to be mad at me for that, fuck off. I don't care.
What they
it's not even a vaccine.
They're turning people into anti-vaxxers because now people are like, well, if they're fucking putting this much pressure on us to get this vaccine, well, let me look into the other vaccines. And then they start finding shit that, because what a lot of people don't do is, the reason that people can't find like the issues with other vaccines, because they don't do comparative analysis to see how other countries, what they put in their vaccines compared to what the United States puts in theirs. And that's how
we need to make sure they're as safe as possible. But I think generally speaking, vaccines for like polio and chickenpox, like those are all good things. They
that was forever ago, right?
Yes,
like
they're tested. They're like,
exactly.
You know, like, it's okay.
And there's been like, but there's been special interests that have changed and influenced the outcome of like any fucking medicine in the last 30 or 40 years. So there's influences that change that if you go to like a place like Cuba, those influences don't exist. So it's put into those vaccines are different than what's put into,
and it's more transparent.
What's put into their fucking food is different than what's fucking put into ours. And everything is different in every other country. Everything that's put in anything that we eat here is shit. Anything that we put in our body trash.
I say legalize marijuana first, then we'll talk about that.
Man, we gotta be careful about that shit. We gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Because they don't fuck that up too, bro. They're
already fucking it up. They're already fucking it up.
So there's multiple studies to give marijuana some more props, not that it needs it.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, God.
University. Hey, I'm going to conduct a clinical trial real quick.
Here he goes. University of Chicago study. I
love the study. No one talks about it.
Oh, shit. Hey, I gotta go. I'm fucking.
I love this study, too. You gotta go, Niko?
Yeah,
I gotta go. I gotta do an interview.
All right. Later, dude.
Yeah, later, Niko.
Good to
see you.
see
All right, peace, Niko.
So.
Oh, damn, that was quick.
Now what? Motherfucker's like, peace out.
No, he has 2 minutes to get ready for an RT piece.
Oh.
So Jonny, I did want, because you guys went to the In the Damn Wars events with Glory in LA, right?
Well, I was in the studio kind of getting all the feeds from DC and Sacramento and Los Angeles, but Pasta and Fee were on the ground in Sacramento and in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Do both of you want to talk a little bit about the experience that you had and saw with what we were doing out there? Like, because I wasn't in any other places but DC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just want to say, shout out to Magnus and everybody else, Kimber, and the rest of the Assange group and everybody else to help, make that protest happen. Because seeing you guys from the studio, marching on News to Share, Ford Fisher's stream and Franco's stream. Shout out to Franco for being on the ground streaming too. Seeing a group of people come together for the same cause, right? Where it was like yelling, end the damn wars, fuck the CIA, fuck the Pentagon, defund the Pentagon, fuck the FBI, right in their doorstep. That shit was amazing. And seeing that in LA, there was a small group of people, Sacramento, Steve's feed, is kind of focused on the speakers, but being out in front of that Capitol too, there's a lot of historical significance there. I mean, it's great. And I listened to all your speeches. I really liked your speech, Andrew. It really, it goes beyond whatever ists or isms, right? You are. Right, that's what you said, and I love that because
yes, Andrew, you killed that speech, homie, or whatever that was, interview, speech, whatever you want to call it. You killed that. Seriously, do you have that? Did you already play it? You should play it.
I haven't played anything yet. I have it. I have some stuff pulled up.
Play it, because it's really good. When you said I'm an Assangeist, I was like, yes, you know me. I was like, I wanted to like stand up and applaud in my living room. I was so excited.
I'm gonna do this one first. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Wedding day!
Oh my fucking god.
I love that, Andrew.
Happy wedding day!
It's the fact that you're saying it so aggressively too, not just like, yay, happy birthday, it's happy wedding day.
Yeah,
well, I couldn't, that's all the voice I had. I couldn't do any more than that. Here, let me play this real quick.
You guys are working with those guys, that sort of thing. What's your sort of perspective?
So, I'm an Assangeist.
And the quote that I use to describe all of this is one that Julian gave in 2009 when he said, all political ideologies are bankrupt to a greater or lesser extent. So to me, I don't care who you are. I don't care what ist or ism that you're assigning yourself to or that others label on you regardless of if it's true or not, like in Magnus's case. The thing that we care about here in this moment is ending the wars. That's not a socialist issue. That's not a capitalist issue. That's not a libertarian issue. It's not a green issue. It's not a People's Party issue. It's not an independent issue. It is literally a principled stance of ending the wars. And if people come here and they find a libertarian and a Green Party candidate and an independent and an MPP member and then a complete anarchist all coming together for the exact same words, end the damn wars. We can do it for so many other things. We've done it for Julian Assange. Today was our very first event doing this, and we have 13 events around the United States, including this one, and we have about 6 international events as well. So this is the very, very start of the new era of the anti-war movement.
Woo, Andrew.
Oh, good. The very start of the anti-war movement.
All right.
I hate what, yeah, I feel you. Yeah. But that was great.
I'm getting better at doing like clips of myself because I kind of have to, but like I still don't like watching myself.
I hate it, y'all. Hate it. Oh, it's terrible.
But what you talking about there, Andrew, I mean, is fucking, it's on point, man. I don't like using labels, like I don't like to call myself communist and anarchist, whatever. It's like I lean that way, but like whatever. I mean, the word communist has been fucking completely misrepresented and shit, and
so is anarchist too.
Everything has that's the problem with labels, is all of them get co-opted. They're only really used to divide. There's no words. I mean, Nancy Pelosi calls herself a progressive. Really? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it none of it makes sense. The fact that Joe Biden is like Bernie Sanders is trying to pretend that he's the most progressive president since FDR. Are you kidding? Like, what is happening? It's words don't have any meaning at all. And so I hate labels. They're only ever used to divide. And I get that like everybody's got their own thing and but why you can't just put your ego aside and work together on a common cause if it means something to you? Yeah. I just don't know why that's controversial. I really don't understand why that's controversial.
Well, it's only those loud, annoying motherfuckers on Twitter that make it seem like a lot of people feel like that. But nah, I think that's a small minority, and they're only on Twitter, right? I feel like if we go out and talk to the people, most people probably aren't even involved in politics or even care, or now they have to kind of with the COVID thing, right? With the pandemic happening and all these mandates coming in now. So. But yeah, I feel like going just through issue and finding out which issues you stand on. I mean, that's pretty much it. And like the end of damn wars, I hope this becomes like a big thing, because really it's an opportunity to build a huge coalition, and it really scares the shit out of the military-industrial complex. I feel like, because there hasn't been an anti-war movement since, the 70s or 60s or whatever, whenever Vietnam was, right? I remember the last protest we had that was war related was out of Iran protest. Yeah. Right? Hands off Iran protest. And then, the Palestine protest. And there was a lot of people for that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people agree on the wars.
Yes.
To end the wars. And that's something that we can really get behind. And what I want to really kind of talk about or think about is like, well, what are the next steps, right? It's protests, getting a lot of people together, and then what? Like making the politicians' lives uncomfortable, right? So following their every move, going to their houses. Oh, you're going to
shout out to Paula again, right? She is a fucking badass.
Oh my God.
She went to personally for the second time, went to Merrick Garland's house on her way out of DC and hung out there protesting by herself, mind you, because the rest of us were leaving too. She took it upon herself to go to his house and stand outside protesting.
With a banner.
I give her credit for that.
Like that is some fucking stones. Like
and you should unblock me on Twitter, Paula, so I can give you credit for that.
Why you gotta bring your Twitter beef here, man? Come on.
I'm just saying, I want to give her credit.
No, I know. I just love both of you, so I don't like that. That's like a thing, you know. It's
Yeah.
for me.
Aren't you still blocked though too?
Me?
Yeah.
By Paula?
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of fun blocks.
Oh, that
Oh,
Paula.
what the? Oh shit! I thought we were talking about Paula.
No, not Paula Jean. I did.
Jean. I'm sorry.
Paula
Isabel. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
fucking sorry, Paula.
No,
I
it's
didn't.
okay.
I thought we
No,
were talking
Paula
about
Jean?
Paula Jean.
Yes, I'm still blocked by Paula Jean Swearingen. Yes, I am. Glory
So-
to
Because
So
I know
that
Paula
ain't
Jean. Because I know
changed. I'm
Paula
gonna
Jean
send
was
her-
there too. So I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
send
oh
Paula
shit.
Jean a list of people that she will unblock. She already unblocked Kimber. She has like a 9,000 person long block list because all the bots and trolls and such. But she asked, hey, send me a list of the people I need to unblock, and she's on board to do everything with us essentially. So
Yeah.
like
Our
we sat
our
down in
Paula's
the
a
grass
badass,
with
though.
her and talked for
Yes,
a good
the
like 2 or 3
Paula
hours.
is an absolute badass. Yeah. I'm unconvinced about Paula Jean. We'll say that.
Well,
I'm just gonna say that.
I'll get her on and we can talk about it on the show if that's cool.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
like I'm down. I'm always down to, but I now just don't trust her after that experience. And I don't know what was happening, but that was legitimately one of the weirdest. And listen, my Twitter experience is very weird. And that was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had.
Well, that's how she describes it too. And I'm not gonna put words in her mouth and stuff, but we'll bring her on to talk about it in a couple, hopefully within the next couple shows. But
that was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, making people uncomfortable, all the politicians, right? Following them to their houses, just protesting, peaceful protest. But yeah, I think that's the next step, because then we got to make them more scared of us.
We need to start thinking economics.
Yeah. And then I don't even want to say like a general strike because it takes a huge network.
We need to shut down trucking,
communication and mutual aid to be able to sustain a massive general strike. But what we can do is like what Misty said. Misty said we can like shut down trucking. We can do like strategic strikes. Like we can do wildcat strikes. I know I'm not the first to say this, but what if we did a 1-day strike? But that 1-day strike just so happened to happen on Black Friday.
Yeah. Yes, we have to think economically. That's the only thing that they care about.
Well, I'm gonna start working with some other people to build similar ideas to end the damn wars around other issues, organized in the same fashion. So it would be cool if we could get like the Black Friday in November to be a big protest.
And listen, I'm so tired of people pretending like rallies and marches are a waste of time. No, they're not. That's where you build community. That's where you build coalitions. That's where you find people who have a similar cause and who are, like Andrew said, we're going to try to like combine like fuck censorship and free Assange and end the damn wars. And if we start combining these causes and start building coalitions across issues on things that we all agree on, because there's a lot of people that agree on these same things, and maybe they're more passionate about ending the wars than they are about free Assange, or maybe they're more passionate about whatever it is, but we're all kind of on the same like a similar wavelength. I think there's a lot of us, but we have to be willing to. The biggest thing is putting your ego aside, and because to me, I don't care. I don't care if we don't get along. I don't care if I disagree with you on 94 other issues. I don't care. If you are for ending the wars, then I'm willing to work with you on that, because I want it in the wars really bad.
I know.
I really want to.
I really don't give a flying
I don't
fuck.
care. And if you want to be mad because I don't care, then be mad. But I don't care.
But the thing is, Misty, is who else doesn't care? Fucking children in Somalia and Yemen and Iraq and Iran and Syria. They don't give a flying fuck. They just want bombs to stop falling on them. So it's like, from that perspective, I really don't care who you are. And guess what? If I don't like you, I'm going to come with a bullhorn and scream loud enough so I don't even have to hear your ass. Okay? Like that's like, there's ways to deal with people you don't like if you can't stand being around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like you have to go to dinner or take vacations together.
If you really can't stand it, right? If you can't stand just making a principled stance against war, start your own fucking anti-war marches and we'll hype you all the same.
Well, and also just shut the fuck up.
Well,
like,
that too.
Don't be mad at me because I'm willing to do that. Like I'm willing to take that approach. I'm willing, like I've said before, like I'm willing to, I mean, you want to get mad because I'm willing to talk to people to the right of me. Of course I am. Those are my neighbor. Like you know what I mean? I live in rural Ohio. Like those are my neighbor. Of course I'm willing to work with those people when we agree. Cause a lot of them agree. Seriously, those people agree with us on probably like 70% of things. Like it's maybe more like that it really is just the fact that they've been propagandized to be mad at the wrong things and the wrong people. They generally want the same stuff. They're angry at the opposite things that liberal, you know what I mean? Like they've been played.
But what about all that helicopter? What about those helicopters that Trump bought and we left in Afghanistan? Are you angry about that? Should we get our stuff and bomb the hell out of them again? I mean, yeah. I mean, we should get out of the wars. It's been 20 years.
Yes.
It's been too long already. We should just get out. We got to get out of those places.
All of them.
You got to end them. We got to end them now. Yeah. It's our time.
It's non-negotiable, really, for me. I mean, that kind of like that's non-negotiable. I'm not willing to negotiate on imperialism. You know what I mean? Like and nobody should be willing to negotiate on that. That should be something that everybody's fighting for fiercely. It's not okay.
Well,
who likes war?
Right?
In some fun, chaotic neutral, chaotic good organizing, I had actually been talking with a lot of the Boogs as well as Paula Jean, who's like super well connected amongst like coal miners, about trying to rebuild the Battle of Blair Mountain and do a march, not rebuild it, but do it basically a march from Blair Mountain to Mingo in support of union employees and have it be like, hey, this is what we don't want to do. Like we don't want to have to redo this. Let's get 10,000 people and march peacefully on the 100th year anniversary and have it be cross-union, right? Have it just be a wildcat strike organized by members like the original march, because everyone's suffering from these same horrid conditions. So that's something that I'm kind of trying to stir up behind the scenes just to make a little bit of I don't know, like not torture-based organizing in my life.
Torture-based organizing.
I mean, but for real, I feel you, dude. I do. Isn't it? It's rough, right? Like it's rough to talk about this shit all the time.
It is. It's very taxing.
That's what the protests are for, honestly.
Yes.
I'm just like, there's so many times though where I'm just like, man, I just need to go somewhere with a bullhorn right now, bro.
I'm gonna give me a bullhorn now.
Oh, Glory's so good on a bullhorn. Like her and Andrew. And Pasta too. Pasta's pretty good. Pasta's really good at emceeing an event for sure.
Well, I'm like past needing a bullhorn. I just need cough drops. Like I can yell louder or as loud as a 50-watt bullhorn.
Dude, Marie crushed it.
Yeah, Marie did a wonderful job.
Marie was so cute. That picture of her holding the banner was so adorable. I loved it.
Yes, I'm so sad I couldn't go. But seriously, she was great on the megaphone. She was great as an MC, killed it. I'm excited. I hope she comes to more stuff.
I'm not good as an MC, but I'm decent on a bullhorn.
I'm not good at any of it. I just show up. I'm just there. I just show up and I'm awkward and it's cool, you know? That's all. They made me MC like the last time I was in DC and it was really bad.
I love it. I love when other people have to step outside of that comfort zone. Like Paula Isabella is a great fucking example. Like when we start, she's been with us since the very first house in February of 2020, right? Always with us, always by our side. And she went from being just like a passive but vocal on the internet supporter to being an in-person protester to now leading the Boston Cruise protests. And being able to pull out a piece of paper and give a super well-read, well like oriented, accurate speech. So I'm super proud of all the work that she's done and how far she's come.
Yes.
I think a lot of people have grown because of the work that's been done by, Action for Assange. And I give y'all massive credit for that, because I mean, like, to a degree, I've experienced the same growth myself, because like I was always, even though like I was always loud, I was always more of like a casual protester. And then eventually like I go to DC and immediately Steve is like, "Hey, Glory, I want to give you the megaphone," and I'm like, "Okay, shit." Well, and then I just kicked it in, and like since then I can't let it go. So
yeah, and I still have that picture. I should find it. I have that picture of Steve like videoing Glory like the first time that she spoke at that rally, and I tweeted it out because I was like, he's like a proud papa, like videoing his child,
he was
and it was
hitting the
so
proud
cute.
dad pose.
It was so cute, and I love that picture. So I need to find it and retweet it because it's seriously one of my favorite pictures of all time.
I know. I did feel like the proud dadness coming off in that moment.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally looking for it right now, the second, because it's like I need to. Yeah.
You know what? Glory is a perfect example of what can happen. Well, we met Glory first in the Tulsi rally.
Yeah.
And gave her the mic there, and she was speaking fire. We made a little video, and then after that, more Glory out in BLM, right? And then eventually you got on Slow News Day, and then now
it really was convo.
Then you got out to DC, and then now you've been protesting and leading protests and everything. So this is why we got to keep going to these political things, because relations can be made there. I mean,
yes,
we would have never met Glory if we didn't go there.
So
if we wouldn't have all gone to DC, like End the Damn Wars probably wouldn't have happened. The Fox censorship protests wouldn't have happened. Like, we've built so much off of this already. Like, people will give a shit because the rally. Oh, nobody came out to your rally. Well, everything has a starting point. Fans.
Like, think of where that's gonna be. Like you're gonna have a lot more Glories and a lot more Paulas, and like now you see like Kobe's and Jordans, the good singing Jordan, the pretty singing Jordan, not Charleston, right. But like more like Kobe's and Jordans, and you're gonna have and like I just think of so many people that I've come across that are like even people in our chat who, even though I haven't been able to meet them at protests yet, I see them starting to do their own research and write their own stuff. Like Sebs is a great example. Red Sea Socialist in chat, big shout out. Like, she went to just being in our chats and spamming me with different articles. Now she's writing her own articles and like spreading that around. And it's so good to see like different people around us come up too and just like bring that out for the cause. And like I'm just one example. So. Yeah. Even Misty too, because your ass wasn't on camera like a year ago. So.
Oh my God, I did not want to be on camera.
Yeah,
Andrew. If you guys don't know, Andrew is really persistent. So he got I was drunk at the Jimmy Dore show, and that was like right after they started the vigils, and I was drunk, and they're like, you should come on the show and talk about Julie. And I'm like, yeah, totally, because I'm drunk, right? And then I got sober and realized I told somebody I was going to be on their show, and then I was like, I tried to back out numerous times, and Andrew kept like, come on, just come on. And yeah, that's how it started.
You ended up going on though, right?
I did. Here I am.
Hey,
here I am.
Here you are.
I am. That's how it started. Here I am.
Well, stepping outside your comfort zone, right? Like, it's like,
yeah.
That's something that I learned back in college. There was a club. It's called Society of Sales Engineers. I went to university for aerospace engineering and a graduate of aerospace engineering, but there are clubs outside of that. And the Society of Sales Engineers would be like, they really challenge you to be like, to step out of your comfort zone. So it'd be like, engineers aren't good at doing technical presentations in front of a large audience and stuff.
Right.
So they'd make us come up and do that, or, go and get rejected, go ask for another free burger or something at Burger King or something like that. The art of rejection and shit like that, and stepping out of the comfort zone and stuff like that. So that's something is really interesting.
I have something here.
Oh, did you find it?
I did.
Aww.
Look how cute he is.
Oh, Misty.
What?
Aww.
Isn't it cute?
That was cute. I didn't even go cap. I was like, when he took, honestly, I was expecting to get the megaphone from Combo, because they've already given me the microphone so many times at this point. I'm like, I'm probably gonna screen here, and I didn't have a speech plan, and then I remember Steve finished his speech, and I think I yelled something at him yeah, that's what we're here for, son, or some shit like that. Then he just looked at me and he was like, "Come up here. I want you to scream shit."
Well, you're like the
megaphone."
best hype man ever.
Right into it, and I just let it all out there.
You're a natural. So, that's what I'm saying. You're like the best hype man ever. And so hand you a microphone.
Misty, we don't have sound from you.
I have sound from Misty.
I don't hear.
Hi.
Really? How come me and Jonny?
Weird.
Can you bop out and bop back in, maybe?
How the hell did that
I'll be back.
I'll put you on full screen again.
She said she'll be back.
I've been like randomly sneaking Misty into full screen throughout the whole stream just because of her red hair. Like whenever she goes to talk.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, and now we can hear you.
Weird.
That was weird. What were you saying, Misty?
What was I saying? I don't even know now. What the fuck was I saying?
Oh, we were talking about the proud dad moment.
Oh, yeah. No, that was just cute. Like, that was just cute. And you're like a natural. You're a natural, like, because you're already like the best hype man ever. And then hand you a megaphone. And like, weren't we outside of like CNN or something right there? I think.
We were outside Fox and C-SPAN.
Yeah, Fox,
okay.
C-SPAN,
Yeah,
MSNBC.
that was fun. That was fun.
I had fun. I had fun yelling at the people on the rooftop.
Yes, remember that? And they were thought it was funny. And
I called them out so bad. They started turning and walking away from me. I was like, bitch.
Yeah, that was funny. That was great.
So we have another new friend joining us for the first time on a Vigil. She was on the channel during the End the Damn Wars live stream that Magnus did for an interview. It is Miss Lauren Liberty, Lauren_Liberty_ on Twitter. And you took part in the Arizona protest, correct? You were one of the people that helped put those together?
Yeah, I was the host for that one. Yep.
Yeah, do you want to, sorry to just like pull you in. I'm Andrew, by the way. It's been real nice talking to you on
Thanks
Twitter.
for having me.
Hi, I'm Misty.
I'm Glory.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So I will say it ended up being 108 degrees out, so everybody was melting like instantly. But we still had a pretty good turnout. We're guessing like around 125 to 150 people show up. And it was really cool because I work with locally, there's a nonprofit called Voter Choice Arizona, and they are working towards getting ranked choice voting here in Arizona. And the guy that I had been working with is with the Arizona Green Party. And he saw that I was going to be putting on the rally here, and he reached out to the chairs of the Green Party, who then reached out to me, and they asked if they could join us in supporting. And I was like, yeah, sure. I talked with the chair. So, I forgot. I'm the second vice chair of the Arizona Libertarian Party. So I talked to our chairwoman, and she loved the idea of working with the Greens. We have a history here of working with the Green Party in Arizona, but it's been a really long time since we have. It's probably been since like 2007 was the last time we worked together with them. But we enjoy working with them on the issues that we can agree on or that we can unite on. So we've worked with them on ballot access in the past. Arizona's really, really very, like, they hate third parties. Particularly the GOP here. They have sued to get third parties off the ballots. They hate us. So we've united with them on that in the past. So we were really happy to rekindle that working relationship with the Greens. And despite some of the Greens not being happy about working with us, they still ended up showing up, which was great. And we had ranked choice, the Voter Choice Arizona come through because to the point of, ending wars, if we keep voting for the same kinds of politicians to get into office, nothing's ever going to change. We also had some support from the local Communist Party here in Arizona as well. They had asked me if they could come. Yeah, and I said, absolutely, you guys are more than welcome. It's in a park. Like any peaceful person that wants to join us, we welcome it. So that was really neat. We had somebody from antiwar.com show up. We did have some people who were supporting Assange as well, which was really nice. Some bugs, some anarchists. We had a little bit of everything sprinkled in there. So it was really cool.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That's great. That's the way that's exactly what Magnus, the goal was for this event. I think that it was definitely successful in that. And I think it showed a lot of people that it's 100%. We've been doing it with Assange for a long time. It's 100% possible to work with people that you might disagree with on other things. That's okay. We're not all going to agree on everything. It's just not possible. But
Absolutely.
ending the wars is pretty damn important. So just put your ego aside and just work together. Really, it's not that difficult. Really?
Absolutely. I completely agree. And that was one of the points that I made in my speech. We had 7 speakers, including myself. So that was one of the biggest things that I kept just trying to drive home. Like, this issue is bigger than any sort of partisan BS. This issue is bigger than all of us. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. Like, it is huge. And I use the same word, ego, putting your ego aside and not gatekeeping on an issue. Like, who cares who solves it? As long as it gets solved, and that at the end of the day is what matters, is that people aren't being sent to war and civilians aren't being killed for what? For profit.
So how did you guys pick your speakers? Was it like an open mic kind of thing, or was it like kind of like picked before?
Yeah, so I actually had asked a couple of my friends that I know are veterans if they would like to speak. And I tried to get a pretty good range of experiences. And, there were some people that didn't want to speak or couldn't, or, whatever. So that was basically my goal for who I wanted to speak, just because they were all combat veterans and they all saw firsthand all of the horrible things that are going on at the hands of our government in these countries. How many people, not just our people, but people in other countries, in particular, Iraq has like the highest number of civilian casualties. I want to say Afghanistan is next. And saw these just, 2 of the speakers actually ended up in tears talking about their experiences there. So I wanted, for me, the emotional aspect, I'm not a super emotional person, so I was really happy to actually have that appeal to, maybe that could be one person's issue that they take up with the war, is just civilian casualties, or just military casualties, or both, or whatever. So I wanted to speak on a broad range of things. So I had them, and then I did have one of the co-chairs of the Arizona Green Party speak as well. And then the chair of the AZLP did speak as well as myself. So
nice. Yeah, I think it's important to get like a broad range of speakers and try to get, because there's so many different aspects to war that is, we just don't even look at. We don't look at we don't even talk about the veteran suicides anymore. Like, that's very rarely spoken about anymore. And it's just getting worse, and we just keep talking about it less. So I'm excited that I'm really excited that this seems to have sparked, if nothing else, it pissed off a lot of liberals.
Yes.
Well, to me, it exposed the people who aren't willing to be anti-war. Because being anti-war isn't a fashion statement. It's not something you put on the back of a dress. Being anti-war is a principled stance about the world you live in and the way you operate yourself as a person. So, I'm a Green Party member here in Ohio. Full disclosure, I was elected to the State Central Committee. I was a Libertarian presidential delegate for Adam Kokesh. I believe Misty was as well. And maybe Glory, too. I'm not sure. Adam's a good buddy of ours. But nonetheless, what it did, at least from my stance looking into the Green Party, is it literally exposed the people who aren't pro-war. It exposed the people who are here because they want clout and they want popularity and they want to sound like the cool kid on Twitter, right? And I can't speak for the LP because I'm not as intimately involved, but we have a lot of Green Party members going behind the scenes trying to literally instigate with anti-war protesters because we're anti-war, not because of an ist or an ism or some kind of economic theory that none of us have control over, because the federal government printed half of all money last year and gave it to the banks, right? So trying to make a principled stance and say, hey, I'm anti-war, join me. Within the Green Party, we've exposed a lot of the rot, all the way up. And it's something I'm not going to personally go through and call out names and all that bullshit, but there's Actually, there's a very well thought out approach that's being taken behind the scenes to be able to address things like this, because you shouldn't have a literal political organization that states nonviolence and decentralization as two of their top 10 tenets, then go around the scene smashing decentralized groups that are also anti-war. Like, that just doesn't make sense. It's not what the Green Party's about. So I'm just glad that those people have been exposed.
Absolutely. And it's really disappointing when stuff like that comes from leadership. It kind of floors you. You're like, what the hell is going on? This is in our principles. This is in our platforms. And this is what we should be standing behind and uniting, regardless of our other issues that we may not agree on. We're going to accomplish nothing by just sitting around and arguing instead of focusing on the things that we do agree on and pushing forward.
Well, I want to know, like, okay, so are you never going to go to a protest? Because I guarantee you there's going to be people at protests that you don't agree with on everything. Every protest I've ever been to, I'm surrounded by people. First of all, I don't even know what they believe in. I don't care. That's not why I'm there. That's not why I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole attempt. Go ahead, Glory.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is one of the things that I pointed out in my rant to that article was like, I can think of 50 people right off the top of my head that uplift the Black Lives Matter movement that can go to hell before the Boogaloo Boys. I can think of 50 people off the top of my head that can uplift the anti-mandate movement that can go to hell before the Boogaloo Boys. I can think of 50 people off the top of my head that uplift the environmental justice movement that can go to hell before the Boogaloo Boys. That's not going to stop me from protesting for this shit. Because it's like, like, whether you like the Boogaloo Boys or not, every cause that we're involved in, it has people that we don't like. It has people that have infiltrated it. It has people that grift off it. So it's like, that doesn't stop you from protesting for other causes. So why the hell are we going to let it stop us from protesting to end the wars?
No, but it does stop them. These people don't protest. The people that are mad about it, they don't go to protests. And that's what I'm saying. Like, are you just going to because basically they want to have full agreement on everything. Do you want people to fill out a questionnaire before you'll be seen at a protest with them? Because that's infantile. Are you kidding? Like, what do you, that's not a grown up thing to do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
it's gatekeeping, really.
Yeah.
Yes, and I hate gatekeeping.
Yep.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And then you'll have some people argue that gatekeeping is good, actually, because then you can control your movement. Well, there is no movement if you alienate everybody.
Right.
Oh God, it's so annoying. Let's alienate everybody who isn't perfectly aligned with my ideology and doesn't read the right books you're self-sabotaging on an extreme level. You're never going to be able to get a legitimate and sustainable movement on anything like that.
Right.
Ever.
Agreed.
But we need each other. We need each other, y'all. We need each other.
Absolutely. This is why I love that Magnus preaches this unity, right? So, Lauren, I'm kind of curious. So, if the Communist Party over there in Arizona, or the Green Party were to hold and end the wars protests, would you make that effort to go also and be in solidarity with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am hoping that now that we have reestablished this relationship with them, that moving forward, we can continue to work together on issues that we do agree on. We even had them under our own tent. We have a big 3-section tent, and we had them sitting right next to us under the same tent, literally. And they were super nice. I'm really very, very glad that they were so receptive to working with us, because they reached out to us. And that in itself took guts, because who knows how somebody could react and could just shut them down and just say, oh, I don't want to work with you. You're from the Green Party. Right. You're socialist, whatever, commie. I don't care. I was like, awesome. I think this is fantastic. I love it. So I am hoping that we can continue to, going forward, work on things together. I think that it's fantastic. And it really shows that you can do things that are post-partisan. It doesn't have to be. You won't see that from the other two big parties. That's really what I love about it, is that we can put all the other BS aside and work together to move forward.
Absolutely. Man, I got so many questions for you.
That's okay. I'm off at work now, so you can ask away.
we were in Arizona to look at the audit for the Coliseum, and I actually talked to and interviewed Brandon Slayton.
Yeah, that is my chairman. He's my county chairman. I love Brandon. He's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have like any updates from that audit?
I actually just asked him last night, and we are still waiting. We don't have anything official. It's been a nightmare. It's just been this sort of, cat and mouse game, and then the whole cyber ninjas thing, and they were not a good choice at all to be the ones to perform this audit. So it's kind of still an ongoing nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What else was I going to ask? Is there anywhere we can find the footage of your rally? Like, I'm really interested in watching some footage of that.
So we did end up getting 3 live streamed on Facebook, but I was using my phone and it was so hot out that my phone kept overheating and shutting down. Wow. So I wasn't able to get a whole lot of stuff recorded. And then we had a second person that was using their phone, and her phone also kept overheating. And then the chairwoman tried her phone, and her phone, like, I'm not kidding, when it was hot. You want to talk about struggle bus? I was the driver. We had another poor fella that, like, he fell out. A guy from the Green Party, I checked in. He's doing okay. Thankfully, we also had a medic there. And then one of our other, her name's Andy DeBella. She was also really struggling to just stay conscious. So it was brutal.
Wow.
Being that it was noon and it was like 108, no exaggeration. It was bad.
There's actually, so we didn't have to deal with 108 degrees. We were only at like 80, like, thank God. But there's a video of, we decided it would be a great idea to do a 30-minute march from John Marshall Park to the White House in Lafayette Park. And there's literally a video of me towards the end of it that it's on Ford Fisher's live stream where I'm just screaming with my eyes closed. Like, I don't even have my megaphone at my mouth anymore. And I'm just like struggling to carry on. And I open my eyes and Ford Fisher's like right there with his camera. And I'm like, oh no.
Screaming into the void.
Yeah, it was really hot at the LA one too.
Well, in France, they pulled out the not to be a conspiracy theorist, but they pulled out the weather weapons on France. Like, they've gotten the equivalent of like 24 months of rain in like a matter of like 12 hours to.
Oh, are you kidding? God. I love rainy protests, bro. Like,
well, no, I'm talking like cars are flooded up to the windows and like the regular.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah,
that's a little different.
I thought you were talking about like they were just like cloud seeding to make it rain a bit. Like
no,
that.
No, I mean
when it rains at a protest,
right
especially Florida, because it rains a lot. Like there'll be times where like halfway through the march we'll get like a sun shower, and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, that's true. But then afterwards, it usually gets really humid, like even worse.
So I do have to wonder, because the ACLU is a piece of garbage. What is the Libertarian Party's official stance on vaccine mandates? If there is an official stance, I don't know if there.
Yeah. So from national and for us here too in Arizona, we have put out statements about it. Our thing is, if you want it, great, get it. If you don't want it, don't get it. A mandate at the hands of the government, we don't support and we would never support.
Yay.
Yeah. So we have
your mandates
not to get it. Like we want, I think it's great if people do choose to get it, great, but it's just having it remain a choice is really the key word there.
Yep.
Because we're on, I believe, October 2nd. I'm not organizing any of this. This is just something that's happening in the world. The Women's March is gearing up again for October 2nd for their My Body, My Choice rallies. So just as an idea to everyone in the universe watching or listening.
I think something else is happening that day. I think Steve, hold on, let me look.
It's my birthday.
Is it?
Because I think it would be great to deploy anti-mandate people to all of the women's marches to pass out information about medical choice and the historical precedents of human rights violations that happens when you give it up.
Absolutely. And to that point, me and another person on the board of the AZLP wrote a very lengthy article about Texas SB 8 and how that in itself is also medical tyranny, and it is also an infringement on I mean, I went off. I really did. I went all constitutional with it, and how that is the same concept where it needs to be a choice, whether you agree with it or not. It needs to be a choice. You can't make that choice for somebody else. Nobody runs your life better than you can.
Absolutely.
That's what pro-choice is about. Choices. So.
Weird concept.
Yeah.
You can mandate these nuts.
Oh my God! You know how many times I heard that joke this week?
I actually think I was one of the ones that started that joke.
Yeah, I think so. And you went off about it. That was funny. Like that was all over Twitter.
I know, cause I said that, and then I'd see it again over Twitter. Because the thing was not only did I say that, but like for some reason that day I was just in a shit posting mood. So I just went around on Twitter and like everybody that would say something. I think someone said to Misty, they were like, we need like bounty hunters for you people. So I was like, need bounty hunters for these nuts.
God, people are losing their goddamn minds, y'all.
Yeah, I
Seriously,
went on a troll swat rampage for a little bit. Because no one trolls me. Like, I don't get a single troll.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Actively seeks his trolls.
I do. I go out and find other people's trolls because no one comes to me to troll.
No, but just
check your privilege, Andrew. Check your privilege.
Yeah. I think it's backfiring on me.
No, honestly, I'm like, I used to be like, man, why do I get ignored so much? But it's like, because I'm a fucking woman of color doing this shit, and it's like, okay, you know what? Let them just sleep on me because I'm doing some dangerous shit. So maybe, I don't want the attention on me.
Andrew,
like being involved with Commander X and stuff, like I don't want a lot of attention on me right now.
Right? Yeah. No, I wish I didn't have. It's stupid. Fiorella gets it the worst though. No question.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Ken Klippenstein. Fuck you.
That dude is such a douche.
What were you gonna say, Johnny?
I said, Andrew, didn't they troll you for the hat you wore with your Tucker Carlson interview?
That was us.
I don't think so.
That was us. That was us.
So update on my hat. My children lost it, and I was really sad because I was like frantic. I spent an hour and a half digging through my kids' toy boxes and dressers trying to find my bowler derby. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one.
No.
We should we should fundraise for a new hat for Andrew.
Bowler derby.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we trolled Andrew more for his Fox appearance than anyone
Andrew really
else.
does get left alone on Twitter. Like he really does. It's really weird because he will actively seek out some shit too. Like he will start shit with people, but he nobody gives him shit. And
they just all run away. Like they end up blocking me after I talk shit for like 10, 12 posts.
Yeah, that's like how it used to be with Pasta before he started getting like really loud on Twitter, because like I remember Fee would get shit for stuff that Pasta would say.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my God.
Fee gets it the worst. Like it's not even Niko's pretty high up there too, but Fee definitely gets it the worst. It's crazy the shit that people say and do to her. It's nuts.
Yeah, me and Jonny about to go on some sensitive security missions to deal with that.
Well, don't announce it.
Allegedly, that's why I say sensitive security missions.
Got it.
So today was a recall election against Gavin Newsom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro, I was literally waiting till because I was gonna say
open?
They're open
until 8.
8, yeah, that's what I thought.
So we went to one in Echo Park, and we're just kind of filming outside of it. So I just got all the process down. Now I'm gonna go a few minutes, and gonna go to the tabulation room, the tally room, and try and get some footage of that. Or if they let me record, apparently they changed the rules. You can't record in there anymore. In the tally room where all the tabulation.
Of course. Shocking. Really, I'm shocked that they don't want you recording in the tally room. I'm really shocked by that. Our elections are so secure. I'm really just surprised it's not completely transparent, Johnny. I think you're lying.
Yeah, just like a complete lack of transparency. They don't answer questions, specific questions. There's proprietary software in all the election systems. Proprietary meaning patent owned, private company owned.
We can't see it owned. We have no idea what's happening owned. Yeah.
Exactly. So
our elections are a joke.
I just have like PTSD every time someone mentions provisional ballots. I'm like, oh no, you didn't get a provisional, did you?
two of the like 5 people I talked to that came out of that voting center, said they got conditional.
Oh God damn it!
Ballot. Yeah. So
our elections are such a joke, and that's a controversial statement to make these days. Really pisses me off. Oh, you love Trump? You wanted Trump to win? No, dipshits. Our elections are garbage. That can be true, and I can also dislike Trump and not want him to have gotten elected. But our elections are garbage. There's no way around it. They consistently rank dead last.
I actually, so funny enough,
election integrity.
On that idea, I don't know if you guys know what the Schiller Institute or the LaRouche organization is. It's like a right-wing protest group information.
They've been on the Vigil.
Yeah. Well, I got to go on there and I got to talk to them about how it's a shame that in 2016 they didn't stand up to the DNC in defense of Bernie Sanders for the election that got rigged against him, because you saw a lot of the same happenings in 2020 against Donald Trump. And it may not have been politically expedient for a bunch of Republicans to support an awkward Jewish man, but it would have been in the long term more able to remove the Democratic Party from power if they had defended the base of people in the democratic process.
Well, and imagine if Bernie would have stood up for his damn self.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's that.
That would have been cool. That'd have been cool. I mean, that'd have been cool, right?
Well, we're past that, though. We know.
I know. He's just, you know how much I hate him. That dude is such a douche. He needs to go away. I'm so sick of his shit. Whatever intern is running his Twitter account needs to just stop it. Just stop it.
Never mind the damn Twitter account. I was, having a leisurely night going through YouTube, watching some anime openings, and I get an ad from Bert Cuck Sanders talking about vote no on the recall. I'm like, you're 45 degrees across the fucking country. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
Oh God, he's such a turd. Gaslighting for Gavin fucking Newsom. AOC went on camera wearing an abolish ICE hat, gaslighting for Gavin Newsom. Do you guys know what he's done with ICE? Like, come on.
What has he done with ICE? What has he done?
So he regularly works with them, gets people transferred from prisons straight to ICE. He's so corrupt, and it's gross. It's almost like they're intentionally trolling us. Like the dress, the AOC dress, like that's she's laughing in your face. Like she's laughing. They're laughing in your faces.
See, but here's the thing, cause I'm shameless, I'll take that shit and just troll right back and infiltrate that trend. Cause now my tweet with the remake of her dress is reaching like 600 likes. So,
Well, you know what they're doing? What they're really doing, instead of trolling us, they are trolling us, but they're not only trolling us, they're trolling the entire progressive movements with that, because they know that there might be another progressive that runs against, in the primaries some other time, right? So they're already setting that up with AOC and the hat and the tax the rich, that they're already splitting us up. They're already making us, dividing us. This tax the rich dress, like you try to talk about how ironic it is, right? And then you have like 5 people that are progressives probably are like, no, it was cute. She didn't have to pay for tickets. Like you see this all over Facebook and Twitter. The people are fighting over. People are now fighting over it. No, she's not really a hypocrite. No, she is a hypocrite. And now, that sets everybody up for Mama Bear to run in 2024, right? Nancy Pelosi, 2024.
I don't even care that she went to the damn Met Gala. I don't give a shit about her dress. What I care about is that she hasn't done shit for the people. Not a goddamn thing. Love her. Nothing. And people love her. People still defend her. People will still be mad at me for calling her out for not doing shit. She hasn't done anything. She has walked back every single thing that she's ever said, essentially. She immediately started walking back Palestine and all of this stuff. And you still want to cheer for her? And she's out there gaslighting for Gavin Newsom. She voted to give ICE more money. She voted to expand NATO. Come on. She voted for the CARES Act. And then today she's tweeting about how billionaires need to pay their fair share of taxes.
She was on
the CARES Act.
She literally did a stand-up. She did a grandstanding speech. This is the biggest transfer of wealth, not ceases the Gilded Age.
Was that the shame?
I'm gonna vote for it. Shame.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to talk about that speech after what's his face, Ted Yoho called her a fucking bitch, and she was just like, "This is what it's like. I want my mother to be proud of me." I'm just like, man, I wish I was AOC. I wish I was AOC in that situation, so I could. I wish I was AOC in that situation, so I could just be like, "Hey, yo, Ted, We work in the same building. Keep that energy. All right, now back to business.
Right.
Yeah. But
I don't care if Ted Yellow trips her down some stairs. Get back to work.
So I'm gonna give everybody a chance for final thoughts. We may have Magnus pop back in once his organizer call wraps up.
Do we have
but I'm gonna start with you, Lauren. If you could give just some final thoughts and let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, sure. So my main goal for hosting the rally here locally was to reignite the anti-war sentiment. It's been a really, really long time since we've had anything like that here in this country. And I am hoping that by having people from different walks of life, having different ideologies, it will resonate with a huge, vast array of people from all different ideologies. That's kind of my goal. We even, side note, real quick, we had a counter protester. We were the only location that had a counter protester. And I was like, and literally everybody says that. Wait, so it was somebody that was pro-war? And I was like, yes. And it remained pretty peaceful. There was one fella that did get a little heated. We broke it up. But I took just a minute to go and talk to him in between kind of all the craziness. And I said to him, hey, listen, and he was Lauren Snyder, I'm the host, whatever. And I said, thank you for coming out today to offer a different point of view. I said, I will never support an echo chamber. And I was like, and even though I don't understand or agree with you at all, I'm happy to at least see you out here exercising your First Amendment right to protest. And I just wanted to say thanks for coming to at least offer a different stance, because that's the last thing that I want is just madness.
I can't believe you just dabbed.
And just people constantly repeating the same thing over and over again. So I was like, so even if your message being the complete opposite of mine, cool. Like, you know, thanks for coming. And he didn't know what to say. He was completely stunned. And he actually ended up finding me on Twitter later on and said, thank you for being polite, unlike, you know, some other people were to him. So that, it to me, is also how you win people over, is just screaming in somebody's face isn't going to change their mind. If they want to change, they're going to change. If you can approach with peace and just give them the tools to change if they so choose to, that's all you can do.
Yeah, don't go to war at an anti-war march, people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, Lauren, when you said you had to dip out of the meeting early for a podcast, I didn't know it was my friends. You didn't mention.
Damn. And real quick, Lauren, your Twitter is at Lauren_Liberty_.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I forgot that.
We can keep hanging out since Magnus popped back in. I have some stuff, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah, it's not like we only have 20 minutes left anyway, homie. What are we going to get into with it?
I just wanted to get caught up on the first week at court day, a little bit from day 2 and then day 3.
Okay.
That's all. But what about you, Tony? Because you're a new guest here. Where can people find you, your work, and talk a little bit about what you do?
Me?
Tommy, I'm sorry. I'm really bad.
The other Tony.
Well, guys,
sorry,
I'm Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. Free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded, new progressive media. And, you know, guys, the social construct has been engineered for the rich and the elites while draining global resources. While it's like a wheel. It's like a wheel from Game of Thrones. I want to break the wheel. We should break the wheel. It's about time we do. The boomers didn't. It's our time now. And I feel that the media lies to us. I know this is crazy, but the media, they lie.
No.
And the politicians lie. And someone needs to stand up and tell the truth. I'm actually a kind of a singer, but I'm going to go ahead and take a break out of that to go ahead and try to tell the truth too. And I'm glad other people are like you guys. So I try to incorporate singing into my my videos. Y'all can catch me at www.tommynationpolitics.com. Check me out.
Cool. Thank you very much for hopping in.
Thank you.
Do you have any closing words or anything, Glory?
I mean, I was gonna stay on for the full thing, but I mean, anyways.
That's cool. If you guys are welcome to stay on for the whole thing. I guess we don't have to close. If you want to bounce.
I don't know if you wanted to give me the final thoughts now or at the closing or.
No, we can do it at closing. Do you guys want to hang out to do court stuff with us?
Actually, I have to go because it's my birthday and my mom wants me to open my presents.
Oh, happy birthday! I hope
appreciate it.
Birthday
happy birthday.
Hey, dude, it was so fun. Thanks for inviting me, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have you.
Hey, all you guys. Yes, all you guys, be on my show, please.
Yeah, of course.
Talk to you later.
Anytime. I am also going to hop out of here because I didn't eat dinner yet. So I'm going to go feed myself.
Thanks for coming.
Just so everyone know, Lauren is such a sweetheart, and I love her so much. And she's spectacular, and she killed it down there, and it was just great. It was my easily like one of my favorite events of the week was you guys in 108-degree weather doing Unity shit. Love it. Love it.
Just melting in the sun to say.
I saw someone post in the Discord the Mario the angry sun level where the sun's chasing him trying to kill him. It was like this is Arizona right now.
Literally that was real life. Yes, and
you wore all black, so
I did, yeah, because I just hate myself. And I just wanted to say there were so many people that actually listened to you on. There was one podcast that was it Scott Horton? Were you on Scott Horton?
I went on a lot of podcasts, but I wasn't.
I know I can't even remember either. But they were saying how you spoke very highly of me, so I really appreciate you and thank you for all the love and for everything that you had to do to get this organized. I know it was a little chaotic, but we did it. We pulled it off.
Yeah,
and
Magnus.
And I appreciate your desire to keep this going, and that's we have to keep this momentum going for sure. So. And thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, like Magnus, hold on. Seriously, like you did an amazing job. I haven't had a chance to tell you yet. Like the events were awesome. You did an amazing job. I know you've been taking a lot of shit. And I get like there's a lot of people that I like who are currently giving you shit, which is disappointing. But I think it's honestly just misunderstandings. For the most part. So I hope everybody cools down and levels out a little bit. But seriously, the events were awesome. You guys did amazing. I wish I could have been there. I had FOMO so bad, y'all. Oh my god. This week it sucked, or last week. It's a little better this week. Last week
I broke down everything that happened in the organizer meeting, and I'm like, yeah, car accident, fucking this, fucking that, fucking. It's like, oh my god.
yeah. But the events were awesome. You did a great job. I just wanted to tell you that. Seriously. I'm proud of you, Magnus.
No, like I said, it was the first thing I ever did, and we managed to. I didn't even know there was a London event until it happened. People are like, yeah, there's like 30 people.
Team Assange. Come on,
bro. I love Team London. I want to meet them
Wednesday
all.
and Saturday.
I want to meet them all one day.
So MEB carried one, and the message to Belmarsh Prison. And then Allison and the crew at Piccadilly, because there's basically two separate Assange organizing entities in London. Both of them picked up the End the Damn Wars banners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's because literally Kimber's like, there's like 30 people in London. I'm like,
dude, London, I'm telling you,
I was like, what?
Some of the most dedicated and passionate and consistent. They're amazing people, and they're like both groups are different, and they kind of do their own things, but they're all amazing people. I love each and every one of them. I mean, like every Wednesday, every Saturday, it doesn't matter, rain, shine, snow, cops. It does not fucking matter. They're there. And they don't care, and they've been doing it for years.
Like, I'm a lot more familiar with Allison's group, but I love both of them so much. I love all that. Man, ayo, Team London, if any of y'all are watching this, I gotta meet you guys one day.
Seriously, you guys have my infinite love and respect. You never even talked to any of us and just did it, and that's beautiful.
Like, I want to protest with them just out of gratitude.
Yes.
Because it's like seeing them is so inspiring that like I want to repay that with my own energy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And obviously, like I'd be outside Belmarsh Prison, so I'd have some words to say the least.
And definitely, again, shout out to the one woman in Berlin that walked around with the End the Damn War sign for 5 hours. I have no idea who you are. You don't follow me on Twitter, but thank you if you ever see this. I don't want to recover old ground in case I missed it. But Glory, did you talk about what happened at LA? Because I actually did not have anyone from LA in the meeting, so I have no idea what the fuck happened. If you already talked about it, we can move on. But just really quick.
Yeah, no, LA went really well. I mean, it was a small rally, but like even though it was small, it was very like politically diverse. I saw like there was like a libertarian guy who I assume was the organizer, who was like shouting recall every other minute. But then there were also some people that I recognized that came to like Black Lives Matter protests. Like I know one of my our guy Jason was there. He's a vet. And then there was also like a dude wearing, you know, all black, but not in like a Fed way, and like an all black, like he was wearing like a black shirt and black jeans and stuff. And I recognized him from a lot of like, you know, super like ACAB and other anti-war events from the Answer Coalition stuff that got put together. And then I also recognized like some people from independent media that came to our last protest. Shout out L and Another Worldview is Possible. Yep. Like, so, just saw a couple. And then Ungi, our fam Ungi, was there with his guitar. He was playing his Fuck Censorship song. Everybody should go watch it. It's a remix of These Boots Are Made for Walking. But awesome. Instead they're saying fuck censorship, and big ups to Jonny for the editing because he synced up me flicking off the Capitol to saying fuck you. And it's really awesome.
I gotta verify that was you, Gloria. I gotta verify because I'm pretty sure that was Miss. I don't know.
No, that was me.
Oh, it was Gloria?
She even showed, because she's got beads wrapped around her wrist, and so you can see them in other pictures. And I know it wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me.
You got like you got the money shot also there. And
I know, because I remember, like I remember we were in DC and like you announced like, okay, we're live, and I was like, yeah, we're live from DC, and I started like going around doing like different shots, and I was like showing people, and then I remember at one point I put the camera at Fox and started doing like the sucking off motion, and then that's when I went over to the Capitol and I flicked it off.
Yeah, you'll have to send me any pictures or anything that you found, because weirdly enough, I'm struggling to get pictures from events and everything. I don't
really, because I retweeted a couple.
That's not inherently uncommon for like with us for the Action for Assange stuff. Unless we like had someone specifically there, it was hard to get photos and videos out.
We have to designate somebody usually. Like when we were in DC in January, I think Paula forgot her phone, so she was like, I forgot my phone, can you take pictures? And I'm like, yeah. And then I remember I'm like trying to take pictures, and then somebody was live, maybe it was Andrew was holding it, was live streaming for Steve, and then somebody just hands me the camera, is like, you're live with like on Steve's channel, go. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I'm like walking around trying to figure out.
It doesn't help me because obviously Kimber's been doing a whole bunch of stuff, and everyone else has been really busy, and I have like the most like shadow banned fucking Twitter account in the world where I don't see any of your guys' stuff unless I click on your page. So if I like any of your posts, it's literally because I'm creeping on your profile, because I don't see any of you ever. No matter, I have you on notification bell. I never see anything.
Yeah, we're all pretty shadow fucked.
So if anyone watching that went to any events or knows anyone went to the events, please DM me pictures, because we're gonna make a little like after movie little thing of like all the things that went on. Yeah. It's gonna be great. But I'm happy that LA went well, and definitely
I don't have much pictures just because since I knew it was gonna be small, I didn't really go and I knew Combo was gonna be reporting on it too. I kind of went there as a pure-hearted activist.
I haven't looked at any of Combo.
But I just DM'd you a couple pictures.
Sweet. But yeah, really quick, the whole like across the board, Seattle had Refused Fascism and a bunch of like anarchist groups show up with their local LP. Lauren probably obviously talked about what happened in Arizona. I think it was why am I blanking on it right now? Vegas, People Party people showed up. Portland, Oregon, a bunch of people from the People's Party showed up. So shout out to the fucking People's Party. Didn't expect that, but they apparently showed up all over the fucking place, and that's dope.
Credit where credit's due, because I mean, everybody knows I'm not really a big fan of the People's Party necessarily, but I mean, if you're gonna show up, that's great. I'm down.
Yeah, I talk massive shit about the LP all the time, and a bunch of them showed up. So cool. Yeah.
But
that's the way it should be. We should be able to disagree, talk shit about each other, and then hey, we both want to end the wars. Let's go.
No, that's literally the whole thing. Like Magnus has been talking about this. I've been talking about this. March like hell and get fucking exhausted trying to end the wars, and then have your heated ideological debates when you're too tired to punch each other. Like, for real. Like, that's the whole point of this, is to bring people together, and Magnus and Kimber did an awesome job. Like, I'm just glad I got asked to be helped behind the scenes, because this was a lot of fun to be a part of.
And you were like practically the fucking MC almost. Well, I mean, Marie was the MC, and she's great. God, get yourself an angry Italian soccer mom like at every single event. I swear to God.
You know what? And like we were having this wholesome conversation about growth. Marie's another great example. She makes me so happy. Like she just went from like a soccer mom to like Twitter fire to a
she
Twitter
is fire on Twitter.
And now she's out there like protesting and emceeing. Like that made me really happy.
It's easily like my two favorite pictures of myself ever, and they're both involve people we know, is the one where I'm speaking and I look all pissed the fuck off, and Marie standing there with like a pose, like with her cut off shirt, and I love that. And then the other one was I think Scooter Jennings, her name or something like that. She's a friend of Ford's, a journalist. She got like on the ground shot of Jordan playing her guitar while I'm speaking. Love that fucking picture. I don't consider myself photogenic, and I was like, damn, that looks good.
No, I always manage to look awkward in photos.
Yeah, I'm not photogenic at all.
That one of you screaming "fuck the CIA" was great.
There's what's that? We got a really good one in DC one time of you, Andrew, scream. I did, or I don't know who got it, but somebody might have been Emma. But somebody got a really good picture of you, like with a megaphone. You were dressed up that day. I think we were at the British Embassy in January, maybe.
Probably. I love being dressed up. That's the only time I like being photographed is when I'm in my full LARP costume with like.
Yeah, Emma takes great pictures though too. So to be fair.
And that was another person that was supposed to show up and had extenuating circumstances. So, but next time, I think I'm just repeating a lot of things I said in the meeting, but I think a lot of people were hesitant to endorse or show up just because we literally were an organization that materialized out of nowhere 3 fucking months ago. And you saw after the event, like the official National People's Party thing retweeted us. The official LP retweeted us. Yal retweeted us. Like a bunch of people were like, "Oh, these guys aren't just like fake. This isn't a trap. They're not being lured into something that they don't know what it is. Like, hey, you saw front and center. This is what we're about. We stayed on message the entire time, even though we had the whole political spectrum. No one ever got targeted, called out. No one went on stage and was like, the fucking Republicans or those damn lefties or anything. Everyone just stayed beautifully and perfectly on message. And I think that now people have seen that. The next time we do this, which will probably be in like 6 months, maybe a little longer, we're still kind of figuring it out. More people will be willing to be involved. We'll be able to have actual organizations on board. It won't just be, like 6 or 7 nerds in a Twitter group chat doing this, and it'll probably be even better next time. That's why I hope to build and build. And I know, like I have a bunch of notes of people that they talk to their Green Party, and they're like, yeah, we want to do a joint convention with the LP. And it's like, these are states that like the Green Party and the Libertarian Party haven't talked to each other in like 30 years. And this event fixed that. So it's like, let's go. It just gets me so pumped when I talk about it, because I'm like, that's all I'm about. I'm all about those conversations, those bridge building and healing genuine divides that have no reason to fucking exist in this country. And that's
well, we can't even deal with our ideological differences until we handle the system that's designed to kill us all. So I mean, we can have those disagreements, but can we wait until we are not getting,
mauled by the federal, mauled by the federal bear.
Guys, we're up against it right now. We don't have time. And listen, those differences are important. Like there are some really tricky issues that we're eventually going to have to work out. But there's absolutely no way around that. That's 100% true. But I think that honestly, the potential for unity that we build through dealing with our common enemy, which is what needs to happen first, I think that would honestly, there's a huge chance that a lot of those issues would be sorted out in that process. Because once you work together and you're side by side with each other, you learn to trust each other. You learn to listen to each other, you learn to speak to each other, and then we can have those conversations in a common, rational way because we've already been through something else together. And again, y'all, I'm not talking about working with literal Nazis, so just shut the entire fuck up.
I literally brought that up with Jay when he came on the 12-hour podcast of like there's political disagreements, but yeah, I'm not going to invite someone to the event that literally thinks that I don't belong in the country because I'm mixed raced and fucking bisexual. Like, yeah, I'm not going to invite those kind of people. But ideological, that's not an ideological difference to me. That goes in a whole different fucking category.
That's like a moral thing. That's that's I don't know if moral is the right word, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah. There's a whole lot of people between Bernie Sanders and literal Nazis. There's a whole lot of space in there. And if you think that we can't talk to anybody who's to the right of Bernie Sanders, you're
self-sabotaging.
Well, yeah, and that's the point I've made on Twitter a lot lately. Is I think a lot of people need to accept, and I'll perfectly accept this because I've been an activist my whole life, that we've all kind of failed in a way. Like all these organizations, all these political movements, a year of Black Lives Matter protests, we have more cops and bigger funding. Years of anti-war protests, we have a bigger fucking military. Years of anti-corruption and people literally electing Donald Trump to fight corruption, which is a whole thing, but that's what they thought they were doing at least.
Right.
And we have more corruption. So it's like we all really need to sit back and be like, hey, what we're doing right now is not fucking working. In fact, it's like opposite effect of what we're trying to pull off here. And the people that are still trying to sell you the same shit, sell you the same paths, tell you to do the same thing, respect the same people, do the same I can't take them seriously anymore.
Just vote, Magnus. Just
right.
Vote.
And that's why I like the people in the People's Party. I like the Green Libertarian kind of alliance thing. I like the unity stuff that I'm trying to do. This unity stuff that the Assange people are trying to do, because that's something different. Nobody's tried this in the last fucking 20, 40 years. I guess the last time you could even consider it happening was the brief kind of team ups between the Tea Party and the Occupy movement, which were scattered, but they did happen. But that's the last time anybody actually tried to bring these things together. And I'm seeing tons of people, obviously you guys, myself, but also people have nothing to do with us. They'll just hear random events of people trying this idea because it's something different. And people that are saying don't hang out with us, we're bad, but keep doing the same old shit that's fucking failed us miserably my entire life. I just think they're goofy. I'm trying to be more diplomatic now that I'm the face of a fucking organization. It's weird.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I'll get it's cucked. It's cucked.
Thank you, Glory. Glory can be mean for me. Get it.
And it's like, I'll echo everything Magnus said here because especially as a Zoomer, fucking everybody's failed us. The boomers damn near started this shit. Gen X went all cynical and materialist. Millennials pretty much choked. And now the Zoomers are well on our way to choking because of all these damn influencer campaigns. And it's I'm watching all of this materialize and as a Zoomer, I'm like, God damn, everything else up until this point has failed. So it's what Magnus said, we have to do something different. We can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. That doesn't mean to stop protesting. That doesn't mean we can't work towards a strike. But the organizational structure of our movements is designed to fail. Hierarchical structures in movements, no. Having front leaders and martyrs and messiahs in your movements, that's a big no, because I'm not trying to get anyone killed by calling them my hero. So it's and then it's also the age-old problem of gatekeeping. No, we're past that. We're at a point now where we don't really have time to get into these.
Yeah.
We don't really have time. No, we don't have fucking time. It's beyond time. We can't afford to get into these petty squabbles. And it's like Magnus said, I'm not saying go to a fucking barbecue with a damn tatted up Ukrainian SS Totenwaffen member or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but I don't think Magnus is a white supremacist, guys.
Oh, and that one idiot that's my biggest Twitter stalker that showed one of my friends retweeted a picture of Daryl Davis, and it's this is what these people want, and I'm like, oh, you don't know who Daryl Davis is, because I genuinely don't. It was a picture of him standing with a Klan robe. And they're like, see, they're trying to promote fascism, and I'm like, you don't know who Daryl Davis is, you fucking clown. Shut the fuck up.
I was just oh my god.
But yeah, if they're calling Daryl Davis a fascist, then I don't trust your fucking gauge of what fascism is. I'm sorry.
No. Oh my god, they use words you don't even know what it is.
I am Hitler. According to a friend of dad, I read a Martin Luther King speech.
Like Hitler, yeah.
Nah, me and Andrew were literally making fun of that before the meeting. I was like, these fucking idiots. He's not trying to say it like Hitler. He just blew his voice out for the 500th time. Oh, and real quick, guys. It's 8 p.m. So, what time is it? Recall time!
Well, before we get into that, can I give a little update on Craig Murray real quick?
Of course.
Yeah, I do have to bounce out, though. I wanted to give all my updates.
Okay.
But
Do it.
Thank all y'all. My plugs. Shit, I was not prepared for this. Penvideo Magnus on Twitter, Magnus Penvideo on YouTube. I run a podcast called Unity or Death. That's been super fucking intermittent because I'm so busy doing other things. Yeah, there's that. And then I am in the works of doing an anti-mandate protest in Michigan because I don't stop and I have no fucking life and I'm a crazy person.
I'm going to my school board to yell at people tomorrow. It's the first board meeting since school reopened. I sent them a letter that's like, hey, please don't confuse politeness with passivity. I'll see you tomorrow.
Throws the gauntlet on the table. Let's go.
I like yelling at constables because they got to listen to me for 3 to 5 minutes at a time.
At least you get 3 to 5 minutes. In LA, it's only 60 seconds.
Well, oh, bro, real quick. There's this like crazy lady that walked up to us on the White House steps. She was saying a bunch of things about like the country is going to hell because of gay people or whatever. It's, typical like mad Christian White House lady. But she talked faster than any human being I'd ever fucking heard in my life. This woman was like an auction announcer. She was like, "And we're here to talk about God and God's good, and they're trying to genocide all the white people." And blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
That's why we're here. Like, thank you for.
But yeah, that's all my stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, everybody who showed up to the events. Thank you, everybody who promoted the events. You're all fucking beautiful. You're lovely. I totally forgot that I have to go watch Franco's coverage and. Fuck yeah! Let's go. And I have to watch Combo Couch and all of that. I have to watch all that now. But
and I DM'd you a few pictures from LA too.
Hell yeah, you're the best, Glory. All right, I love y'all.
Thanks, Magnus.
See ya, Magnus.
So I got I actually have it up. It's like a 5-minute video. Just to give it some background, you can find the full transcript at craigmurrayjustice.org, I believe. Let me double check the website. Yep, craigmurrayjustice.org.uk, depending on the part of the world that you're in. But this is a speech that he wrote in prison and sent to his wife that she went and read at a Scottish Liberation political party that Craig was one of the founding members of. So let me screen share so everybody can hear it. Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Nadira Money.
You are here because I don't hear it.
I hear it.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I had intended to speak in person, but have been unavoidably detained. It is really not very pleasant to be locked in a small cell for over 22 hours a day. However, I have this consolation. However many months they keep me in here, I am most unlikely to miss any progress on the Assembly's 11-point plan. I am proud to be a founder member of ALBA. ALBA is now the only mass membership party in Scotland, which is an independence party and not a devolutionist party. The Scots are a people with the inalienable right of self-determination under the UN Charter. There is no Westminster law or no London-based court which can constrain that right. It is for us, and us alone, to decide how to assert our independence. The time for that is upon us. I believe ALBA will be a truly radical party. I hope it will return the land of Scotland to its common people. The current so-called land reform is a disgrace. It has paid millions of pounds to the Duke of Buccleuch for marginal land for which he had little use. Real land reform will give land to the people without rewarding those whose ancestors stole it in the first place. Now, we do not all agree on everything. I have a very different view to most ALBA members on how to reconcile the social trend away from binary and rigid gender distinctions with protection of women's rights. But if any two people agree on absolutely everything, one of them is not thinking. Good and well-motivated people may sincerely hold different policy views. The very notions of respect for dissident opinion and freedom of speech are under sustained attack. No member of any political party should face insult, abuse, and threats for holding a position different to the leader. That the SNP has forgotten this is what brings most of you here. Forward together to independence does not mean we have to march in goose step. The ability of the Scottish Government to employ the police and Crown Office to pursue political vendettas is a major constitutional flaw. Their willingness to do so is a black page in Scottish history. How scared of ideas do you have to be before you start imprisoning writers? My being here is not a demonstration of the strength of the Scottish establishment. It is a sign of its weakness. ALBA needs to be not just a breath of fresh air, but a strong blast. The attempt to hijack popular support for independence to quite other ends will be blown away. It is for us to take the banner of national freedom for Scotland's people. We shall not fail.
So that happened on September 11th as well, and I just want to say what we are doing here.
Did anyone just lose Andrew's audio, or
can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I don't have audio.
Hold on.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay, Jonny, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what it is
you.
for Jitsi, but I guess every time after someone shares their screen, me and Jonny can't hear them.
That's so weird. We need to start. Sleepy's gonna hook me up on Streamlabs.
Yeah, we gotta. I've been meaning to talk to him about it. I'm just fucking occupied.
I feel you.
But what I was trying to say is that we also have people in other parts of the world carrying the same message, independent of us. That's literally like the Irish Independent or the Scottish Independent Party taking a stand for Craig Murray and trying to demand that people don't get prosecuted for political opinions or targeted by their government for
journalism
speaking out, or in Craig's case, journalism. And still, man, so shout out to his wife, by the way. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, and I don't want to try to guess, but she is a fucking badass for going up there and reading that. Because I don't know if she's done many public appearances or not, but just from following Craig Murray's case, I haven't seen her put herself forward like that in that way. So big props to her for standing up and speaking up there and reading Craig's words, who still manages humor from prison.
Yeah, he's a funny dude too. He really is. He has like a really snarky kind of sense of humor, and he's really smart. So yeah, he's a great dude.
He's like Julian.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so. Slightly different. Like he's a little. Maybe it's like the age difference.
And if you've never watched it, literally just look up Craig Murray torture public disclosure. There's a person that has it up in 7 different pieces. But it's from when Craig Murray was a younger man and a diplomat in the Ukraine, and he literally goes into detail about the Ukrainian.
I thought it was Uzbekistan, is it not?
Uzbekistan, I'm sorry. In Uzbekistan, I'm great, right? And reveals torture methods that literally included deep frying people. They would deep fry people in the country that he served in.
Yeah,
and he
so he's a whistleblower
to a British court and to the British public, and that's why he was removed from his position.
Yeah. He's a whistleblower turned writer, turned journalist, turned activist.
Turned prisoner.
Turned prisoner, yeah. Because we live in a fucking cartoon. You know, it's great. Good times, lots of fun.
So I'll probably do court stuff on Friday. Honestly, I'll have a little bit of time where I can sneak in a live stream or pre-record a video and release it. Or we could do it Saturday, what have you. I don't know. But
yeah, I can help you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So Jonny, what's up, buddy? I feel like you've been too quiet for too long.
Yeah, no. I got to get going here soon.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you want to drop some final thoughts and let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my name's Jonathan Mayorka. I'm from the Convo Couch. I help engineer the show. I do some reporting on the ground. Today we were reporting on the special election here, the recall election in Newsom. And right now, hopefully after I get to the gym, I'm able to go down to Downey, where the tabulation room is, and I can go and see and just make sure that things are running fine. They're still using proprietary software in the machines. They're still scanning and tabulating at the same time, which is breaking the law if it's before 8 p.m. And then I will be reporting on the 1% manual tally. So stay tuned for that. You can catch me out at the Convo Couch or at True Rebel Network to see some of my past work, my own personal past work in the elections. I have True Rebel Network. You can see some of that info and some previous coverage on the 1% manual tally. And you can see my Twitter down here. Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Well, right now, I can say, unfortunately, only 8% of the expected vote is in, but unfortunately, no on the recall is winning 61.4% to
I'm surprised they haven't called it already.
Yeah.
Surprised they haven't called it already.
Yeah. Oh, just jumped up a bit. But yeah, 9% of the expected vote is in, and right now it's like 60-40 no to yes. So
he's gonna come on. They're not gonna let him.
Oh, come on. This is like, if he actually gets recalled.
Are there Gavin Gruesome memes of him murdering old people yet?
No.
There needs to be some Gavin
Somebody
Gruesome
really
memes.
missed an
I feel
opportunity
like that's
there.
a missed opportunity right there.
Gavin Gruesome. That's genius, Andrew.
Yeah.
Why did you make him, fucker?
I don't think I've made a meme since the motivational posters were a thing.
My memes are so bad, yo. I'm like technologically ignorant. It's not even funny.
I have Zoomer meme skills.
Yeah, Glory is like the meme queen. I love it. And she's always got him, like, she's really quick with them too. She's really quick with them. She's always got, there's a meme for every occasion.
I think it's Mandy in the Slow News Day Discord that's always pretty on point with memes too.
Oh yeah, Mandy too. If you're an individual who's not easily offended, then you can go to the Slow News Day memes channel on Discord and find all the 9/11 dank memes I put in there.
But don't come in there butthurt. God, just don't. Just don't. Just don't.
But thank you very much for joining us, Jonny.
Yeah, I know you got to bounce later, dude. Thanks for, it's always
it was fun. I mean, the guests were great. I was really interested talking to Lauren, and you guys, always talking about the real stuff here. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, Jonny, recall
later, dude. Yeah. Glory, you want to do your thing, girl?
Yes. Okay. So you can find me on the ground and around. I'm on Twitter. If you search up Glory Jones, I should come up with a hashtag Free Assange next to it. I co-host Slow News Day, and I'm also a frequent co-host of Anonymous Bites Back, which is live every Thursday. And Slow News Day will be live Thursday and Sunday as well, and Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for a call-in show. And then I also have a Hive blog. The link is in my Twitter bio. But I have a Hive. It's at Zero Eclipse with 2 E's at the end. And I published an article not last night, but the night before, basically going on a whole rant about all the petty squabble bullshit that kind of like hindered the End the Damn Wars from receiving more positive press, so to say. So yeah, that rant is up there, and apologize for the grammar and run-ons because it was a written version of my rants. So
and it's excellent.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can check that out. And besides that, I can't really think of anything else. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm Misty. You can find me on Twitter at Sarcasm Stardust. I have another show called Facts on the Ground with Jesse Zerwell. And then I also have Bitch with Conrad Misty every Wednesday at 7 p.m. This week we have Tara Reid coming on, and I'm really excited because y'all, there's a lot to talk about with Tara Reid. She also has a podcast, so we're going to be talking about that too. She's got a new podcast starting, so I'm really excited to talk to her again. I'm probably forgetting stuff because I always do. No, I think that's pretty much all. We don't really have any. Hopefully we can plan something for October 27th, 28th. That's the next court dates for Julian Assange. So please start making some noise about that if you can. Try to reach. I'm going to go on another. Glory can help me with this because she's great at it. But I'm going to go on like another spam attack on some people leading up to the October 27th, 28th dates. We'll just see if we can get some people to quit, being punks and to actually speak out on it. So
we need
I think there's a lot of people.
The January 20th list of people that demanded pardons from both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah,
and get them moving on the 27th. I think
we really need to. We just need to get some, because I think, I've always said, once we get like a couple bigger name people, the floodgates will open and it will become acceptable. And so it's just a matter of like continually asking over and over again to some big name people that would, if they said it, that gets big attention. That's what we need. Like we need that kind of publicity shift, or you know what I'm saying? Something where they can't ignore us anymore. So I think if we just keep bothering people, eventually somebody's going to speak out. And so, if anybody wants to help me with that, I'll figure out when we can do that leading up. I think we should probably do it like weeks out, just to try to put.
And you got to get your fundraiser up for the stadium billboard.
Oh God, yes, y'all. I'm sorry. It's like the past couple weeks have been pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's been
in
nuts
my life,
for everybody.
in my personal life. Like there's been a lot going on. So I'll.
It's been a while since I've single-handedly ratioed someone.
I know, right?
You did that to Kim Iverson, so credit where credit's due. Kim was like, "Hey, what should we talk about tonight?" And you ratioed her own tweet just by saying,
I thought you were talking about me.
I don't even. Iverson.
Yeah, my thing is like I don't even ratio people in the sense that like I'll make one reply that gets more likes than the tweet.
She makes all the replies.
I'll just literally leave someone with like 100 replies. Like it'll be like a mundane ass tweet, and you'll just see like, like
there's like 100 different glory,
like 15 retweets, maybe 32 likes, and you just see like 103 replies, and then all of them are me.
It's all glory. Yeah, that's Glory's ratio. Yeah, no.
Another good strategy is dropping comments on, at least on Twitter and Facebook, on promoted material. Because then if you comment on it, it'll think that people similar to you that are in your feed would like to see that too, because most times it's carried based on algorithm. So you'll post a comment and then the advertiser pays to get it put on other people's pages underneath it. And it costs them money. So that's a fun little tool that I like to use every once in a while.
And you can infiltrate trends too. That's something that
I'll steal your hashtag.
Oh yeah.
I think that's actually bannable on Twitter now. I don't think, not that you can't physically or digitally still do it, but they'll go after you for that.
Yeah, well that's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why Mark Luber's got his original account pegged, because he kept, quote unquote manipulating trends. But the thing is I don't have an account that's big enough to actually like manipulate trends myself. But what I can do is, because I take my little account and I just go and infiltrate your trend, and it's all calm. And I'm shameless enough to do that.
Yeah, I got no problem doing it.
But fuck the CIA. My name is Andrew Smith. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew Zigmund, Zigmund. You can follow us and everything we're involved in at action_4 Assange on Twitter. We do got to get the website back up and running because I want to get some calls to action back out leading up to October just to get people involved again. But thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for our wonderful guests that showed up. Thank you for everybody that organized with End the Damn Wars. It's only the beginning of that, so I'm super excited to see how far that goes. But yeah, just do what you can with the time and money that you have until there's none of us left.